of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful... A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends. Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Sign an autograph. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle.
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come on and join us.
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Well, our heroes are really up in the air this time. Searching for mooseberries, a secret ingredient for their rocket fuel formula, they wound up on board a plane piloted by Boris Badenov. His partner, Natasha, fastened them into their seats with one-way belts and then bailed out. In the pilot's compartment, Boris gleefully smashed all the instruments, threw out the steering wheel, and prepared to follow Natasha.
I hate to leave a place that holds such pleasant memories.
But at that moment, the damaged radio crackled and a voice said,
Calling Boris Badenov, this is Central Control. You reading me?
Yes, fearless leader.
Plans are changed. Moose must finish finding formula. Do not, repeat, do not kill Moose.
Make up your mind.
What was that?
I said yes, fearless leader.
and Boris dashed back into the cabin just as all three engines conked out.
Hey, Captain, give us a hand here.
Well, something seems to be the trouble.
Get us out of these belts. They're stuck.
Of course.
How come the engine stopped?
Oh, because we're going to land.
Well, how come we're landing?
Because the engine stopped, you nice little chap.
We better jump for it.
Right, Rocky, let's go!
Wait!
No, Bullwinkle, I can glide down, but you need a parachute.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Moose has got to be saved. Here, take mine.
Wouldn't think of it.
Take it. I insist.
Well, thanks.
Come on, Bullwinkle.
You're sure you don't need it?
No, we got lots of others that I just threw overboard. Oh, Boris, why didn't you become violinist like Mama wanted?
And while our heroes floated earthward, the plane bearing Boris sank lower and lower. And finally came to rest on a tall tree. The tree was already occupied.
Oh, there you are, darling. I thought you'd never get here.
Me too.
Hello up there. You all right, Ace?
Certainly, we always land this way. It saves wear and tear on the wheels.
A short time later, after our boys had rescued the two spies from their precarious perch.
Ace, I think you and Miss Callahan better head back for town while Bullwinkle and I push on to...
To where?
Never mind. He's just a little too curious to suit me, Bullwinkle.
Curious? He's downright odd.
Quickly, Natasha, we must follow them.
And the two spies began trailing our boys through the woods.
Let's see now. As I remember, Mooseberry Island is right this way. Yup, there it is.
But look!
Well, this was a fine how have you been. Mooseberry Island was surrounded by barbed wire and warning signs.
Keep out Mooseberry Blight. Quarantine.
Gee, the whole island's off limits.
Well, there must be one healthy bush on that island. But how do we get to it?
Well, a little barbed wire isn't going to stop Bullwinkle J. Moose. I got a scheme.
Quickly, Bullwinkle outlined his plan. He would enter the water above the island, swim with the current till he reached it, find a healthy bush, and then swim back below the island.
Now you're sure to work, Bullwinkle.
Of course it will. I've thought of every little thing. Except one.
What's that?
I can't swim!
And Bullwinkle was carried off by the swift current. Unfortunately, there was another thing that he hadn't figured on. Right below Mooseberry Island was deadly thundering falls. And before Rocky could move, Bullwinkle was swept over the edge. Be with us next time for Bullwinkle's Water Follies or Antlers Away.
And now it's time...
Time for that jolly juggler, Bullwinkle.
Oh, dear.
3 at once. 1, 2,
And now here's a feature you're sure to like.
3.
Once upon a time, there was a little tailor, a very little tailor.
To be exact, 4'2", eyes of blue.
Oh, how he wished he were a taller tailor.
Yeah, about 9 feet tall.
The reason was that being so small, he was constantly being picked on. When he ate his lunch, even the flies ganged up on him, 7 at once.
Stop that buzzing! I can't even hear myself eat.
But the flies kept on buzzing until the little tailor could stand it no more, and... Of course, that was the end of his lunch, but the buzzing had stopped.
Listen, it's quiet. I got him! 7 with 1 blow! Not bad for a shrimp.
The little tailor was so proud of himself that he immediately made a shirt which proclaimed his great deed, and set out to tell the world all about it, even though, strictly speaking, it wasn't true at all.
Town's gonna know, world's gonna know about 7 light hour 1 blow. 2 and 2 plus 1 add 2. Town's gonna know, world's gonna know about 7 light hour 1 blow.
The little tailor left the town to boast to the whole world of his achievement. Along the way, he discovered a bird caught in a bush. He freed the little bird.
I killed 7 with 1 blow. Yeah.
And put it in his pocket. Before very long, he came to a wood, and seated on a tree stump was a giant. He was as big as the tailor was small.
Too tall or not too tall? That is the question.
Excuse me.
A chance to shrink? Aye, there's the rub.
Excuse me, Bard.
What do you want?
Take a look at that.
You killed 7 with 1 blow? You're such a little fellow. But then I'm so tall. Perhaps you did. Would you believe I was a 3-pound baby?
Listen, I killed 7 at 1 blow, and you better believe it.
What?
Put me down!
All right. Let's see just how strong you are.
The giant picked up a stone and threw it so high that it almost went out of sight.
Top that. I might be slightly overgrown, but I'm a throwing fool.
Well thrown, but it did come back to Earth.
That it did.
I'll throw one, it'll never come back.
And the tailor, thinking fast, took the bird out of his pocket and let it fly, so to speak. And quick as a wink, it flew straight up and out of sight.
Oh, that is good. That is very good. You are truly gifted with a golden arm. Let us be friends.
And so they became fast friends.
You know, I have a feeling, Giant.
My name is Ralph.
Well, I have a feeling, Ralph, that we're going to come to an enchanted castle. And in this castle lives a beautiful princess who will become my bride after I perform 3 tasks.
Little tailor, you are out of your mind.
But just then an enchanted castle did appear.
Oh, dear me.
You there in the T-shirt. Stay where you are. I have a task to pick with you. My goodness. Not only have you killed 7, but you've captured 1 alive.
Well, he didn't. I mean, I'm not...
Shh! Don't be rude, Ralph.
For taming this creature...
Creature?
You shall indeed marry my daughter, after you have performed 1 task.
See, you were wrong. You said 3 tasks.
Well, it usually is 3 tasks, but since no one has ever come back from the first one, I've forgotten the other 2.
Well, didn't they have something to do...
Ralph! What is the 1 task you want performed, Your Majesty?
In the wood lives a unicorn. You must capture it.
So the little tailor and Ralph set out for the wood. They proceeded very quietly.
There it is! The unicorn! This way, this way!
That way, head it off!
I got it!
That's me you got! There it goes!
So eventually it was Ralph and not the tailor who caught the unicorn. And do you know what? It wasn't a unicorn at all, but the king's daughter, and the most beautiful princess you ever saw. She was, however, a little tall for the tailor.
Would you believe I was a 3-pound baby?
And so Ralph and the princess were married and lived happily ever after. Oh, and what happened to the little tailor? Well, he stopped his boasting, he went back to his town and became a very good tailor indeed. Then one day, he met a lovely girl who was also 4 feet 2.
Would you believe I was a 16-pound baby?
And the little tailor married her and was perfectly happy and content. The motto is, you don't have to be 9 feet tall to feel 9 feet tall.
That's a pretty strange-looking painting, Bullwinkle.
I just paint what I see.
Well, what do you see?
This is what I see. Time again for Bullwinkle's Corner. Hello there. Today's poem is called Taffy. Taffy was a Welshman. Taffy was a thief.
You ain't kidding, Governor.
Taffy came to my house and stole a piece of beef. Hey, that's a whole cow.
So I'm padding my part a little.
I went to Taffy's house. Taffy wasn't home. Taffy went to my house and stole a marrow bone. Marrow bone, that's a whole leg of lamb. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy wasn't in.
You can't read? Sign says out.
I know you're in there. I can hear you breathing. Taffy went to my house and stole a silver pin. That's a pin?
Just sporadic license.
If he went to Taffy's house, Taffy in bed took up Marrowbone, hit him in the head. I went to Taffy's house. Taffy was in bed. And do you know what the last line is?
Of course, took up Marrowbone and hit him in the head. What do you know? Unhappy ending.
Hello out there. Peabody again. And today we set our sights on the year 1493.
The place, Mr. Peabody?
Rome, where we'll meet history's most infamous bartender, Lucretia Borgia. In a trice, the Wayback Machine escorted us from my penthouse apartment to the castle of the Lord of Pesaro, Lucretia Borgia's second husband. We found his lordship munching on the leg of a chair.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Pardon us, your grace, but why are you eating that chair?
Because I'm hungry.
But why the chair?
Well, for one thing, it happens to be the only edible piece of furniture in this room. You see this? Yesterday was a piano.
Wouldn't you rather eat a nice, juicy steak?
The last person to eat a steak in this castle was Lucretia's first husband. He's dead, you know.
We're quite familiar with your wife's reputation.
Yeah, one might say she's a poison. But I love her anyway.
You realize, of course, what a diet of furniture can lead to.
Probably a divorce. But as long as my wife handles food and drinks, I must abstain from normal eating habits. Either of you care for a caster?
Thank you, no.
Yes, I only wish there was someone who could help me.
There is.
Who?
Mr. Peabody. He can do anything.
Sherman is prejudiced, your grace. Prejudiced, but absolutely correct. That night we joined his lordship at dinner.
Hey, Lucretia, she's gonna be down in a minute. Remember, if you value your life, don't eat or drink. By the way, do either of you carry a Blue Cross?
Before we could answer, the door swung wide, and there stood Lucretia. It had to be her. She was carrying a decanter of hemlock.
Good evening, dear husband. Ah, I see we have guests.
Yes, my love.
How nice. Gentlemen, I propose a toast to your health.
Without raising suspicion, we managed to empty our glasses in a nearby plant. A nearby dead plant.
I hope you enjoyed the meal. I prepared it myself.
Oh, what happened to the cook?
Stomach trouble.
As usual, you done it again, Lucretia. This food looks delicious.
You may find it needs a dash of salt.
Oh, yes, salt. A-R-S-E-N-I-C, salt.
Lucretia's constitution must have been an iron one. Her food disappeared rapidly. So did ours, from our plates to the floor.
Ah, that hit the spot.
Would anyone care for a cigar?
Well, yes, I think I...
Shh. She soaks them.
Darling, why you don't take our guests out for a stroll in the night air? It might help you to clear up your headaches.
I don't got a headache.
And not yet, you don't.
Atop a parapet, we discussed the recent ordeal.
You see? Hemlock, arsenic, that food was loaded.
If I were you, your lordship, I'd leave her.
I can't. I love her too much. Besides, this poison thing is just a hobby.
I have an idea. One that will allow you to eat and drink quite freely. We adjourned to the castle basement where Lucretia had her own chemistry lab.
Look around you. The greatest collection of poisons in the entire world.
With Sherman and his lordship assisting, we collected samples. Finally, I began my experiment. 2 drops of wood alcohol, a dash of belladonna, Paris green for color. There we are, done.
It looks delicious. What is it?
This glass contains a minute amount of every poison known to man.
And to Lucretia?
And to Lucretia. By drinking this, you will build up a lifetime immunity. No matter what poison your wife administers, your system will have become adjusted to it.
All right. Here's looking at you. I hope.
Congratulations, your lordship. You are now immune to poison. From that moment on, his married life changed to one of complete rapture.
You cooking something, my dear?
Yes, my love. A cake for your birthday.
Not enough strychnine. You know I like my strychnine.
Oh, sorry, my pet. I keep forgetting.
Well, Sherman, I think our visit has ended.
There's just one thing, Mr. Peabody.
And that is?
The servants around here. They're not immune to Lucretia's poison.
True, but if you'll notice, they go about the castle wearing a plaster patch over their mouths. That way they don't eat, drink, or speak. In fact, Sherman, this may surprise you, but that's how the silent butler came to be.
Ready, Rock?
You sure you know how to work that thing?
No. Anyways, here's what it was supposed to look like.
Well, disaster has dogged the footsteps of our heroes in their search for mooseberries, the missing ingredient for their rocket fuel. First of all, they found that the one mooseberry bush was strictly off limits due to the mooseberry blight. And then finally, Bullwinkle's clever plan to make a swimming raid on the island went slightly awry when he neglected just one little detail.
I can't swim!
A moment later, Bullwinkle had disappeared over thundering falls.
Bullwinkle!
As Rocky raced toward the falls, those sly spies, Boris and Natasha, watched from a distance.
Is Moose kaput, darling?
No, look there. He's caught in bush.
Not for long. Do we try to save him or let him go?
Which was last orders from headquarters?
You took message, darling.
But they sent so many. Quickly, get me central control.
But while Boris and Natasha tried to get their orders on whether or not to go to Bullwinkle's aid, the intrepid squirrel was already high in a tree next to the falls, carrying a long rope which he tied to a tree limb.
Bullwinkle, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I'm up in this tree.
You sure picked a fine time for sightseeing.
No, wait. I'm going to glide down with a rope.
Okay.
And the plucky squirrel, trailing the rope behind him, launched himself into space. Down he zoomed across the face of Thundering Falls and right to Bullwinkle.
Nice flying rock.
But at that instant, the bush tore loose.
Hang on, Bullwinkle.
And with great exertion of mighty moose muscle, Bullwinkle did hang on, as he, Rocky, and the bush swung back to the safety of the shore.
Made it. Were you scared, Bullwinkle?
Shucks, no. I was as cute as a cucumber, Rocky.
Bullwinkle, I'm over here. That's the bush you're talking to.
Imagine me not knowing my best friend from a mooseberry bush.
Bullwinkle? Say that again.
All right.
No, before that. You said this was a...
Just a mooseberry. Mooseberry!
Bullwinkle, you did it! You found the last available mooseberry bush in the country.
Just my keen eyeballs, I guess.
Meanwhile, the two spies had just contacted their superiors overseas.
I tell you, I sent whole tank full of rocket fuel by submarine to main seaport.
Well, now it's missing.
The tank or the rocket fuel?
The seaport.
Oh, so now I kill moose, right?
No, you idiot. Get the formula and return home. We got special reception planned for you.
Okay, over and out.
Now we gotta get this bush back to Washington, Bullwinkle.
Yeah, before it catches the mooseberry blight.
But at last we got the secret ingredient.
Secret ingredient?
Come on, Rocky, let's start hiking.
Hold on there, gentlemen.
Who are you?
Special Agent, FBI.
You mean FBI?
No, FBI. Federal Plant Inspector. You got any peaches, pears, pineapples, passion fruit, papayas, or mooseberries?
Well, it just so happens.
Aha, a mooseberry bush. And, it's crawling with mooseberry blight.
It is?
This plant must be sprayed right away, quick.
Now, wait a minute, you can't...
There's no charge.
Oh, that's all right then.
So the inspector sprayed and sprayed until not a thing could be seen. And when the cloud cleared away, both the bush and the inspector were gone.
Boy, that's what I call a powerful spray.
Well, what has happened to our mooseberry bush? And does this mean failure to our friends?
Heck no! We're the heroes.
Don't miss our next episode, The Inspector Detectors, or A Kick in the Plants.
Well, it looks as if our time is just about run out.
Just enough left to tell him who the sponsor was.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop.
We're late again, Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.